Mm, awesome. Well, ladies, I'd love to start us off by grounding us first and taking a moment to go inside and really clear out that energy before we dive into our discussion today. I'm just going to ask if everybody can sit comfortably and just taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you breathe out, just gently closing the eyes and noticing how the body feels right now. Get a clear picture, starting at the top of the head and just gently scanning down through the body. Just noticing what feels comfortable, what feels uncomfortable. Don't try to change anything. Just noticing how the body feels as you scan down evenly. Noticing each and every part of the body, all the way down to the toes. And when you're ready, gently open the eyes. Thank you for practicing with me. So excited to share this genuine conversation with you today. It's a real special day. We have Linda she's celebrating her special day tomorrow on July 16th, and Linda's going to be turning 65. And today, we'd love to take some time to celebrate this milestone in her life.
Thank you, Jen. And Jen just turned 50, so it's a double birthday party today. Yay! Congrats, Jen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You know what we didn't do the last time when it was your birthday is like have everybody together and actually sing happy birthday. So maybe we just sing the double happy birthday song today.
Oh, okay, great.
Sound good,
That
guys?
sounds like fun.
Yeah. Jenny, you can sing the loudest. Jenny can sing.
You're on mute.
You're on mute. It's not going to help us.
But I'll do jazz hands while you're singing.
You're on mute. That won't help us if you sing on mute.
She just doesn't want to hear it.
I already did it. No, I'm just kidding.
Right? It's done. Catch up, people. Oh, no. You can start us off, Jenny. We'll just join you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday,
Jennifer and Linda.
Happy birthday to
you. Cha cha cha, and many more. At the psychiatric day treatments, and we always added cha cha cha. Good music.
Oh, that was great.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right.
Do this more often. We may become in sync if we practice it a little bit more.
Yeah.
The delay is brutal. As soon as you think you're getting in, it's like
you're not.
It's like dodgeball, happy birthday or something.
Yeah. You can only do that one from your soul. That was like Josiah did the and he was first did the counting off. Alex, were you ever part of that counting off
as well.
Exercise? Okay. Yeah. So you get connected to your soul and then you just count off. And if two people count off the same number at the same time, you start over. Oh my gosh, that's a great exercise.
So much fun. Yes. It takes a bit to get everyone in sync.
Right?
Especially on Zoom. Right? That's a talent in itself.
Yeah, it's an energy. You gotta tap into the energy or it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I would love it if everybody just took a turn of saying what Jennifer means, just knowing Jennifer and all of the things that she has done in your world, and then leading these beautiful Zoom meetings every week for a while now. How long's it been, Jen?
Right. We started in September of 2020.
Wow.
Right.
So
We're almost
cool.
coming up on a year already.
Good on you. That's not easy. That's a lot of masculine energy. So thank you for that. So one thing I really appreciate about you is you love synergy like I do, and so like, okay, get it done. Okay, get it done. Okay, get it done. Without burning yourself out. That's the best part. And being able to stay in the energy of the feminine flow. I really appreciate that about you. Somebody else want to go?
Thank you so much, Linda. It's really easy to show up for this group. I feel so supported and appreciated and valued. And you're right, I'm in flow when I'm in this group. Yeah. Thank you, Linda, for that. I really appreciate that.
I'd love to continue praising you, Jennifer. I remember, when we started to interact, and I felt like the way that you stepped into your power and the way that you were accepting of yourself and embracing yourself in pretty much every conversation where I heard you, like on a podcast or in different situations, you were so calm and centered, and it just rubs off on you. So when I step into that space, knowing how you are accepting yourself and really, really not just talking about it, but really, really living it, it just supports me in giving myself permission to accept myself. And it just makes a very safe environment to try and to make mistakes as well, and to learn from them, and just have that openness in this group. So I'm massively grateful for you and the leadership that you show here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jenny. I really appreciate that. And I'm just so thankful to be seen and to be appreciated. And so thank you for sharing from your heart with me. I really feel it.
To piggyback on top of what Jenny was saying, you make it so easy, Jennifer, to make me feel okay being vulnerable and opening up. It's like this very supportive energy where I feel like I have nothing to hide, and I don't. Even on days when I'm like really low vibration and low energy and almost don't want to be here, like I still feel compelled to show up because I know I can just share whatever is going on with you and the rest of the group and leave in a better place than I came. So thank you for that.
Wow, thank you, Shell. That is exactly the environment I wanted to co-create. And so thank you for seeing me, and thank you for confirming everything that I really wanted to co-create with this group. That means a lot to me, Shell.
I will add that in a year. Oh, sorry. Now I just start over, right? Because we both talked at the same time. I was thinking starting in September, like all of the lockdowns and everything started happening in like the spring last year. So like getting through summer was okay, but then like heading into fall and winter, it's like it was so isolating. And I feel like sometimes connecting with people online, on just their social media feed or a direct message here or there, it's just not very personal, and it doesn't anchor you into like humanity. And I was so missing like going to the coffee shop and just like seeing people. So this has been like that anchor, that like touch point during the week, that even if I don't have enough social time like other days, like I know that this day I'm going to have this time and like shared attention to like give other people attention and support, to give other women attention and support, and then also to receive it. So I think just the power of being witnessed and having you hold that space consistently, so that it's that like dependable like peace of mind that there's this like oasis, this like respite in the week of somewhere that we all know we're coming together. And it's like, it's always it's such a consistent time. Like the energy is consistent, the support is consistent. There's never any like weird, like weird catty things, or like even when someone's struggling, it never feels like it sucks us in or is negative. Everyone has this really beautiful way of like honoring where we all are. And then also like uplifting each other. So that's all because you took the initiative to see the vision and commit to that vision and show up for it. And that's no small feat. So thank you.
Okay, Stina, right to my heart as usual. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so with you. I know that as I stepped away from corporate, that really, I had to recreate those relationships. And so co-creating this group was also cathartic for me. And you hit it on the head with everything you just commented on. So thank you for seeing me, and thank you for your kind words, Stina. I really appreciate it.
Okay, I'll try one more time. Jumping in. When we first connected, Jennifer, I discovered we had a lot in common with the dogs and the burnout and the limiting beliefs and slowing down and all of that. That really made a really strong connection for me to you. And when I saw the strength that you display every week, the radiation that comes from you, if I was to sit this hour with my eyes closed, you would still go straight to my heart. And like Stina said, we can come here feeling like crap and we leave feeling like queens. So it just changes everything, and I really cherish this space where we are together. So thank you for being you and for having this for us. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much, Dorit. I really felt that. That went right to my heart. Thank you so much for your genuine expression. I really appreciate that, hon. And I'm so thankful that all of us continue to consistently support each other and show up. It's really, the benefits are widespread, as we're hearing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Jennifer, your gift, and what I really find super remarkable about you is our shared love for mindfulness and meditation, and that it has to you such a treasure than it has been for me. And I see in you that inner clarity and strength rising up from that piece of stillness and slowness, and just the miracle that I've seen since our first conversation. I think it's, I don't know when it was, September, like also Humans First related, and where you are now, where it was still your first, giving the first talk of a teaching in a group, in front of a group of people, and you were actually a bit nervous about that, and where you are now, where you're just radiating your strength, your wisdom, your confidence, your you. And yeah, I just really appreciate that you had the courage to step into that power. We all know it's a courageous path, and I'm so grateful you did. And this is just the beginning, and this is already amazing. Thank you for being you.
Oh, what wonderful words, Alexandra. And you're right. It was approximately a year ago that we met through the Humans First community, and I was extremely nervous to do my first teaching. And I'm with you. I've come a long way, and certainly being in this group really helped, really improved my courage, or really helped me build that strength. So thank you to each and every one. Thank you so much for those birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. And I'd even like to honor and now flip the birthday wishes onto Linda. You know, back in September of 2020, Stina had spoke about this, and I had this vision. And it was through a conversation with Linda that I was able to gain clarity on that vision and start co-creating that vision with Linda. In fact, just before I came into, just before I started conversing more with Linda, I had asked the universe to put me in front of someone who could take me by the hand and show me without asking for anything in return. And when I met Linda, that's exactly what she did. She took me by the hand and in a very kind and gentle way guided me to that inner love that has always been inside of me, but was clouded over through a sea of voices that belonged to other people. And as I started to show up, and her and I co-created this space for women to come together to feel that support and to feel heard and seen and valued. And oh my gosh, my life has improved so much since I started this group. And I am just so grateful to Linda and to everyone in this group who has consistently shown up and supported each other as we all try new things and push ourselves out of our comfort zone. And Linda, I just want to take this moment to say thank you for witnessing me. Thank you for being kind and gentle with me and for showing me a better way. My mental health has improved so much since you and I started co-creating together. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to say I love you and thank you so much. You are really appreciated. I got goosebumps.
I'm not a crier. Today is an exception. Oh, Jen, that was so sweet. And yes, everything you said, I've witnessed that change, and that feels so good to be part of that. And I've stepped even more into, as Alex says, zone of genius. And, been able to say, I'm really good. I'm good at this. This is my thing, you know. It makes a difference. It's been such a pleasure working with everyone. And the best part, Jen, is how we've been able to set aside our own day every Sunday from about 11 to 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, and hold space for everybody and make sure everybody is, you know, in the alignment that they say that they're seeking, and creating, just allowing things to come in and not worrying about what the next step is. And we've gotten a lot of shit done, which I love. That's the synergy piece of me that doesn't always get met. And as a manifesting generator, I go fast, and I am no spring chicken. So I've been around the block, so I know lots of shit. So there's like lots of hoops I don't have to jump through anymore. So it's tough to find somebody that can enjoy the ride with me. And I really appreciate that. So yeah, thank you, Jen. You also touched me very deeply. I feel like I have a life coach in my back pocket when I'm around you, and you have such a gift of what is the word? Well, witnessing, but also verbalizing that witness. You are able to give us this verbal mirror. It's so beautiful. You're so good at edification, and you're just a really beautiful person, and that doesn't come from an easy life usually, right? And so yeah, it's kind of the blessing on all the things that you've dealt with and are still taking a stand on. So I really appreciate you very much. So happy birthday to you too. Thank you.
I'd be happy to take this one forward as well. Oh, Linda. You know, Linda. It's,
no, we do that back and forth. Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny. Yeah. So, like, you really are a person who will make you, or who makes me come closer to myself and expand at the same time. And like, I don't know when I experienced that before. So, and you've taught me to receive. Like, that's been such a huge lesson for me. To enjoy your friendship, for me, has been lessons in receiving, and then there's this surprise, and and here you go, Jenny. Here's another thing that I just did for you, and like the generosity that comes from you, it's really love, because I want to give this to you, because I want to give this to you. And it's so huge to just, to stay. And it's such a lesson in worthiness, like that I am worthy of receiving this generosity and this love and this care. And that's really made me expand as a person throughout this year. And you all know the steps that I've taken for myself, and you've been behind me, supporting me and pushing me, and also listening. Like, you will have me cut the bullshit and you will also have me pause and be compassionate with myself when I am not. So I just honor you for everything that you are, and I appreciate you massively, and happy birthday.
Thank you, Jenny. It's just been such a treasure. I'm just gonna, as you guys are doing that, maybe just jump into your books as well. It's just been so much fun. I've learned so much from you. The idea of, choosing unity, which you did in your first book, and slowing down and becoming curious. Both you and Alex ended up bringing that piece out in your books, and how to actually connect with another person. You get to do your own inner work, and your perspective on being around people who are very different from you, and how that has been one of the ways that you've really gotten in touch with who you are by almost seeing who you aren't, and learning also where you end and another begins. I believe that's even your wording you're teaching too. So thank you so much. I've really enjoyed being a part of this group and having you in it, as well as working individually with you. So thank you so much.
So I was sitting here thinking that kids and your best friend Crohn's are not allowed to get older. It's not allowed.
Sorry.
Every time I think of saying something, I'm like, I'm gonna have to wait another time so I cannot just sob. Because the friendship that Linda has given me, it feels like in the world, like she's the one person that I could be the most indebted to. And she's also the person that I know I never owe. And yeah, it's priceless to have someone like her in your corner. And I've like over the years, there's been, I've had coaches and I've had some like therapy stints, as I like to call it. And oftentimes I get this, like, you're doing everything, you're doing everything right, like from a therapist or something. And I'm like, okay, thanks for the gold star, and I feel like so much of that is because of the mentorship. It's not just coaching, it's not therapy, it's not any of that. It's mentorship, and it's true friendship and true unconditional love, which she says it's not love if it's not conditional. Like there's not such a thing as unconditional love. And I couldn't be more grateful for just the hours that have been poured into my books, into those babies, and also my human babies over the years that she has taught. And just there's so much wisdom, things that you can never learn in a book and that you can't learn from most humans. Like there's just some answers that you can only learn from somebody who's lived through the things that she's lived through. So also in the last year, through supporting me during my divorce, I couldn't have done it very well without you. I probably could have done it. It probably would have been much uglier. Or I would have been much uglier at the end of it. How's that? So my nervous system thanks you with eternal gratitude. Love you so much.
Thank you, Bean. Love you too. Yeah, and me, Bean, you don't just say, yeah, I'm getting a divorce. It's like we comb through all of that very thoroughly, and that was hard too, because I met you online with that little family, and you guys all came here, and that was not an easy process for either one of us, and it was very necessary thing that you did, and I'm just so happy for you, and so happy for your new situation and being with a new partner. Bonjour, Terry. And it's interesting, like you wrote your book, Worship Her, and like resurrect your pleasure, embody your sexual power, and live unapologetically you. And you did. And that was really beautiful and powerful to watch. I absolutely loved learning from you. Like, I was in your class where it was teaching about pleasure and how we avoid that as women, and it's even like no good Christian, and do the exercise of go to your underwear drawer. You got any spots? You got any blood spots? You got any poop spots? Throw it out. Get some new underwear, right? We did 3 days of that stuff. And one of the exercises, go clean out your underwear drawer, ladies. It was so cool. So you're so creative, and I just enjoy you, and you're just a riot too. Everything you send me from Instagram, it's like so funny. And then this book comes out of your journey, Trigger Proof Your Life, Know When to Leave. And I don't know if you guys know the story, but that's a Gucci bag. She stepped into a Gucci store in Chicago and bought herself a $2,000 purse. Or was it $4,000? Was it $2,000 purse. Look at that face. So, have tea with Stina and hear us more on that story, because that's amazing. Oh, girl. All right. Thank you, Stina, so much. Love you.
Linda, when I first connected with you, I think it was after one of these group calls that you reached out and you said, hey, I'd like to get to know you better. Do you want to hop on a call? And I was still very much in a place in my life at that moment where I was like, what does she want? Like, was she going to try to sell me on the call? Like, I think I even asked Jennifer, like, what should I go into this call expecting? Like, is she just trying to get to know me? Because so many of the connection messages I was receiving until that point were, and still I get them all the time, but like, they're so spammy. They're just salesy right out of the gate. And you just don't ever know what to expect until you really start having a conversation with someone. And I'm so glad that I went into the conversation without expectation, without knowing or like having any attachment to what it could be. I just had no idea, and I was okay with that. It was also at a time when I was reading the Go Giver series of books and learning to be open to receiving, which up until then, I'm a people pleaser. Like, I'm still a recovering people pleaser. I'm used to give, and don't ever ask for anything in return. And it was you specifically who opened me up to being able to receive and to be able to ask for what I needed and for what I wanted. And those don't always go together, but for me, they are very much tied together, and they're very much tied to what came out of my book too, which was, I've never asked for what I needed. I've never asked for what I wanted and actually been available to receive it. It was always just like, oh, well, nobody's going to give it to me anyway, especially when I asked for help and it was shot down time and time again. And so still being able to be vulnerable enough to say, I'm here for this. I am open to like receiving your gifts is such a gift in itself, because it allowed me to have that powerful transformation. So thank you so much for giving me that gift of receiving, because I always had read about it, like I did in the Go Giver series, but I didn't know what that felt like. And it was very humbling to receive something without the attachment of, what do I need to give you in return? How can I pay you back for this? Am I going to feel indebted to you? Which I absolutely do. Stina's right. But knowing that I don't need to. And there's still that just like free-flowing exchange between us, where if one of us does need something, we can just ask and know that the other is open to discussing it and seeing what can come from that. I've never had that before. And now I have it with all of you wonderful ladies within this group. It is something that I would love to have more with people outside of this group, but just being able to feel what that is like has has transformed me in just these past 6 months of just 2021. It is such a great feeling, and I am here for more of it. I am here to give back as much as I can and just continue to support you in all the things that you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shel. It's such an honor to know you. It's so cool how we're all so different and we come with different filters and perspectives and different drama stories. And it was such an honor to be able, you know, to get you to that soul level and pull your drama story out of you, and then watch you be brave through the transition of, you know, hitting publish and then going, oh shit. And then even dealing with, you know, family responses and all the things, and standing in your power. And yeah, it's so cool. Loving yourself isn't selfish, is it, Shel? You proved that. You have proven that. It's so beautiful. Yeah, and how your subtitle is how to stop internalizing emotions and persevere against all odds. And whew, you definitely have. And even, you know, losing your kitty that we've all shared the pleasure of crossing over in front of the computer when we've been filming. And, you know, it's like new level, new devil. However, every time you up level, anyone up levels, it's easier. Somehow it's easier, or it's faster, or you get to the nitty gritty of it and can allow it to pass through quicker. So I know I don't just speak for myself. We are all very, very proud of you, Shel, and have really enjoyed how you bring in, always seems to bring in some different twist, different perspective, and just really get us all thinking. You bring in that millennial energy somehow. You're so tapped in to that that generation, and that you know, even all the way down to little kids. It fascinates me when you you know, share stories of like your brother's little one, and you're like, no, this is what she needs, this is what she's saying, this is what she wants. So yay on you. I appreciate learning from you as well. Thank you.
Right back at you. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Linda. That
must be a Scandinavian thing.
Yeah. When you have a good thing repeated often, several times, at least 3 times. Yeah. No, you know, I can't have a conversation with you without learning something. And that's just, I know that as soon as you speak, I learn something. I can't help it. It just opens up one of those little doors in my mind, and I'm like, oh yeah, sure, oh, that makes sense, and now I get it, this okay. So knowing you has been literally mind-blowing for me. And the one thing that I really appreciate that you have kind of opened up for me, there was you made me realize that what I have has value, you know. And here it comes. Because I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that what I had learned, what I had, my values and what I was carrying inside, that someone else could need that. Well, except for my kids, but they had to. So when you open that door, when I realized that, hey, I might be able to kind of help people by sharing what I have in this little nugget, and that gave me a tremendous empowerment. My self-esteem just skyrocketed because I found like a treasure chest inside that made me want to share. And before, I had never done that. I did things for people, and I answered questions if they asked me, but I never thought that I could kind of give value by sharing myself in a way. So I'm eternally grateful for you. And I have no idea how many times I've asked you, how can I repay you? How can I do anything for you? How can I ever give you back? And you just say, I don't have to. And I feel I have to, but I know I don't. Thank you, Linda. I'm rooting for the next 65 years, and I want to be there next time you're 65. So happy birthday. Love you lots. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorrit. Oh, I love you too. Oy vey. Dorrit, here's how you pay me back. Keep growing. Keep asking questions. Keep moving forward. That is my gift. Recognition is my love language, and you are so good at recognizing people and squealing about, you know, how whatever wonderful they are, or this or that. You're so good at edifying people, and that always feels so yummy. So yeah, you've paid me back more than you'll ever know, and I really appreciate you and your book. You are the queen of your kingdom. And it was so cute how we ended up putting the dog, really drawing out your gifts as a breeder, really being in the know. And with my special ed background and understanding the imprinting that I got figured out, it's so much fun to share with you because you get it too. I mean, you've had 5 kids on top of all these dogs, all these puppies, and you just naturally do things like, well, it was just more convenient, or well, it was like some of the things you don't even think about how much you are improving those puppies' lives. Even the way you set up their beds with their mothers is just incredible, the little steps and all those things. And I learned so much from that, especially that section of your book. The little things that matter, I love that too. When it came to the dogs though, like, yeah, that guy was reinforcing, you know, something he didn't want to be reinforcing. It's like, oh, like all of us can slow down, stop and think, oh, you know, how did I, like for me in the past, how did I reinforce that in my kids? Or, you know, what am I doing? And certainly someone getting a new pup, wow, the one, there's 2 things. The doorbell rings, you just sit there and don't do anything. And then you sort of just get up like you're going to get a glass of water and answer the door. That keeps you from ending up with a barky dog because, you know, you're not putting the dog in charge. And the other part of not putting the dog in charge was you don't let the dog go out the door first. You open the door, you look to be sure things are safe, then you pull the dog out the door. Oh my gosh, now I can get away with a lot because, like, no, now I'm down to 1 Shih Tzu, but I had 2 Shih Tzus, you know, and they're pretty easy dogs. But yeah, and or picking up your little dog when a big dog's coming, you've now made it into a big dog. So Dorrit, I'm so excited for your next book and your you know, even like courses, online courses, as far as just even in doggy land. And of course, I love your saying that you're addicted to puppies, and the sniffing of little doggies is what turns you on in the world. So cool. So thank you. And guess what, guys? I stacked your books ahead of time, and they're in the order that we're going now. So Freaky Friday. Good job, Jennifer, Miss Intuitive. And all of you, because y'all just came in on your own too. Yay.
Linda. Oh, my heart is so full of love when I heard what everyone was saying, and I just feel like, yes, exactly. Wow, that's awesome with you. Like, you feel the same. like I have this, you know, it's the same of being unconditional, like feeling unconditional love. Like you are the teacher for me in unconditional love. And everything, like also like when Terry, like it was you and Terry, you started to coach me, Terry started to mentor me at the same time, and we're just saying, you know what, I give that once to you, and at one point you will just know how to give that gift further. That really like really inspired me, and was like, wow, there's just like that love, you know, like it's just given and you have a gift with that, and it's not a debt, it's more, it's just like it's just a gift, and this is love, this is how love should feel. And yeah, and since then I feel we embarked on a lot. And what I also really, really honor about you is it's not just that you are super wise and you have all the, you know, Akashic records in your download and you know everything. But you, like, you know, because it's also, you are humble at the same time. It's not, you know, you're not sitting on a throne and having like and lecturing from some higher position somewhere down, but you are like a woman like we all are, and you are like down to earth, eye to eye all the time. And so it's an unconditional love and so much receptivity and receiving I learned from you, but also just being on eye to eye together, working together, building things together, being connected with our higher selves together, and also sometimes being not, and then having the honesty and like, and that's what I love, you know, like to just have the honesty and to say, you know, we are human too. We have that divinity and we can have all this Akashic records and all that soul level and all our books, and sometimes we just forget. And then the world still continues to spin, like we can tune back in and we are still ourselves, we continue doing our work, and that humbleness and that love, and yeah, like really got me to what it actually really is about in this life, is to live our life in a human body, soul to soul, but like in all together, and just showing up as the best version we can be, and keeping each other. And that's why I love what you do also for this group, is just supporting that everyone can be more and more in the soul, like walking on the level of their soul, right, in your world, more and more. So like what we see now is this radiance like booming here, not just inside of you, but in all of us, like plants, you know. And what you are giving is that love energy. It's like just a boost of love and light coming out of Linda's way all the time, like, and you know, and all these plants flowering and like growing and glowing, and and I feel now everyone's gifts like growing, like with the teachings, with the books, and our support to each other. It's like just, it's like an ecosystem, most probably, you know, like this. It's like all growing together, and like putting some seeds over here, and like some flowering over there, and some butterflies and so on. And so I'm just amazed by the power and dynamic it's already harnessing. And as I say, right, like this is just the beginning. So I'm looking forward to the next 65 years. So, thank you so much, Linda, for being my soul family and being there and teaching me so much about love and light.
My pleasure. Oh, that was so juicy, Alex. Thank you. Yes. It's interesting. And I'd say, Alex, you and I learned the most about checking in, being connected to our higher selves when we speak, because we have the gift of showing each other what it's like when we don't. Right? It's just triggering. It's just been an interesting dichotomy for us to learn the importance of that piece. Yeah. Thank you for that as well. whew, like Carrie said the other day, she's like, she is just glowing. You know? Yeah, and here you went through such a large launch while you were still, you know, coming out of the soup and spreading your wings, and wow. Yeah, it's really been an honor to watch, and I love your message, Shine Your Light into the World, which is also the title of your book, and Experience True Freedom, which is so much fun to have a friend who lives in Thailand on an island with this very special magical guy that she found there, who, by the way, does videography and this and this and this. Knows how to sell courses to millions of dollars online. Yeah, and you know, to have that connection with you, like I do with Stina, of like, you found your she found her Foy, I found my Terry, you found your Omer. That's really a special connection with you as well, Alex. So I'm very, very proud of you. Like you said, when you make a decision, you stick with it and you're in. And that's been really fun to watch. It's also, you're, you know, almost like Shell, she's so good at ratting herself out. That piece of really, you know, being the most authentic self that you can be. And like, people can say that. I can see that. Like, I can see that through your posts. I can see that through your emails. I know you, what you're working on, you know, personally. And to see that popping out at the same time in all your social media, it's like, yeah, she says it, that she does it that way. She really does it that way. And so few people have the you know, I want to go to that vulnerability. I know Stina and I think Jennifer too, we want to get it figured out, and then we speak about it. Like, it's almost like we want to process it. And you're just out there in the raw, shining your light or darkness. It doesn't matter, you know, where you're at. It's coming out right then. And I know Stina and Jen and I love watching that. Just like, how should you do that? That's cool, right? So thank you, Alex. And of course, your No Borders thinking is so in my world of, yes, oneness, inner peace, so we can all have world peace, so we can all just be one happy family, unity without uniformity, blah, blah, blah. So your story about the Hitler thing, I can't get over that one at all. And becoming curious like Jenny teaches. So thank you again. And then there's Jennifer.
Oh.
Oh shit, ow. Jennifer, your POV of shattering, like somebody, I said, I was edifying you, and she's like, Linda, Vettrus, I don't shatter, you know, and I know, Jennifer Beach does. And she's like, oh, okay. Riot. So I love how you use words that, you know, split it, right? So you can find your tribe. So shatter your limiting beliefs. Girl, you have so done that. And it was fun to watch your interview with Kelly Blackman and to be able to say, Jennifer, your story is in that interview, right? It got you transcribing it. And then what we found in it were your 10 things: awareness, beliefs, mindset, self-talk, self-care, journaling, or whatever, right? And then we were able to take it into like a Thinkific, 3 Thinkific courses with the umbrella of awareness, because there were 10 of them. And then we grabbed YouTube videos and went through the 10, and then we used the interviews that I did with you guys with your books for a while. And then we, you know, started recording Zoom calls together, and whew, it's just been magical and powerful and fun to watch you grow through all of it as well. So I love your subtitle, How I Found the Answers Within. Really? Like, if that ain't my what I love in my POV too. It's like, yes, they're in there, right? We've all had proof of that, and so cool. And then your second book, it was, you had so many good one-liners in your first book. It's like, Jennifer, you have a whole quotes book. And she's like, I do? I'm like, yeah. Let's do a second book. And she's like, okay. And then I was just telling her, I was looking through, I have this just one document where I just dump everything. And if I come up with something, you know, I just put my own quotes in there too. And I was looking, I was like, oh my God, I have so many quotes. Like, how come I haven't done any quotes? And Terry has Words I Walk With. Those are his quotes. And so I am on my next book that way. Come out with my relationship marketing one, and what is it? 3 stages of female psyche, marketing thing. Yeah, and then I'm on to my quotes book. So, and the rest of you could be thinking about that too, because you guys all have fabulous one-liners that would make great quotes books. So, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody.
Gosh,
what a birthday gift you are.
What a beautiful birthday celebration. And the common thing I kept hearing from everyone is how Linda has allowed all of us to step into receiving. I know all of us have authored our own books, published our own books, and we all have that story of not receiving. And so, Linda, thank you so much for opening our hearts and for helping us to learn how to give and to receive. It's such a beautiful gift that you've bestowed on all of us, and one that will give forever. Well, thank you. Thank you for your generous heart. Thank you for celebrating with us today. I hope you have a very special day tomorrow. I know you have big plans. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to hear how you were able to spend your day. And I know I am sending you lots of love and hugs as you embrace this milestone in your life. And thank you again for wrapping us all in love and in joy and freedom, and most importantly, gratitude.
So yummy, and my pleasure as well. And isn't it funny? My Anchor podcast is From My Heart to Yours, and your interviews are all on that. So that's interesting. So thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you to everyone who showed up today and for sharing your generous words for myself and for Linda. And I look forward to co-creating even more with this group. So thank you so much for showing up today.